Many thanks for staying with us. The Federal Capital Territory Administration says it's spending more money fixing vandalized infrastructure within the city centre rather than developing new districts. The Deputy Director, Engineering Department of the FCDA, Mr. Emeka Ozioko, was speaking during a road walk to enlighten Abuja residents on the need to protect public infrastructure.
In the last 2 years, the Federal Capital Territory Administration has been intensifying its campaign to rid the city of vandals. Efforts include the setting up of the FCT Joint Task Force, which in collaboration with the police has the powers to arrest and prosecute vandals. Although the FCT administration says it has made some arrests, vandalism continues in the city center. This joint rally between the FCT administration and the Nigerian Institute of Civil Engineers is to sensitize Abuja residents of the need to protect public infrastructure, as officials say activities of vandals limit government's efforts to develop the city.
With the meager resources of continuing to develop more districts, we are now using the money or the funds to maintain and replace what have been removed by unscrupulous Nigerians. So we will find it very difficult to continue to develop other places. We have so many other districts that are not yet developed.
Meanwhile, the chairman of the Nigerian Institute of Civil Engineers emphasizes the need for vandals to have a rethink.
Vandalism can be described as an act of wickedness against humanity, against the government, and even against God, by removing these infrastructures provided by the government for our own need, because these infrastructures serve everybody. There is no particular person, even the government that provides these roads, these amenities, they don't use it alone.
Others, however, stress the need for security agencies to step up their game.
It's not just enough to put the covers and leave them. There should be monitoring. And I'm sure they have that in place as well. They have a department monitoring, but possibly maybe they are not doing enough. And it's possible they are doing enough, but at night, we don't have the surveillance cameras watching over all these infrastructures.
Some critical infrastructure, including security cameras, electricity cables and drain covers, are constantly vandalized within Abuja city center. If this is left unchecked, the Nigerian Institute of Civil Engineers believes that it will not only cost the government more money to fix them, but will expose more people to danger.
The former 8th United Nations Under Secretary General for Humanitarian Affairs and Emergency Relief Coordinator, Baroness Valerie Amos, is in Nigeria as part of the centenary anniversary of the School of Oriental and African Studies, London. The former UN Under Secretary General will oversee collaboration talks between the school in London and the Center for Law and Business in Nigeria.
The essential to contributing to the excellence of our academic offering. We have distance learning programs, for example, in the area of finance and management, also in the environment, and we will be speaking to CLB about the ways of deepening that engagement and whether we can also expand that engagement. So for us, it's very important that quality education, quality higher education is provided in country, as well as opening up opportunities for students to come to London to study at SOAS. So it's both about the partnerships that we do here in Nigeria, but it's also about, for example, raising money for scholarships. That will mean that students who perhaps would not normally be able to afford to come to SOAS are enabled to do that.
First of all, it helps CLB to achieve our objective. CLB is an educational hub, and our aim is to provide excellent education of an international character that will make sure that our students and graduates are able to fit in any part of the world because of the nature and the quality of their qualification. They can work in Nigeria, they can work in South Africa, they can work in America, they can work in Europe without having to do too much requalification because of the qualification they already have. And of course, SOAS has an international world outlook, It's a highly reputable institution. It's part of the University of London group. They've trained so many people, many Nigerians and all that. So when we collaborate with them, it will further enhance our capabilities to be able to develop those kind of internationally accepted education. And also it will be cost effective.
From education to health matters, open heart surgery is not commonly practiced in Nigeria, but the number of public hospitals that offer this specialized area of surgery in partnership with foreign medical experts is now growing. A surgeon at the Obafemi Awolowo University Teaching Hospital, Osun State, Dr. Uvie Onopoya, expresses optimism that with the continuous training of the hospital's open heart surgery team, home and abroad, the institution's indigenous surgeons will be ready to carry out these surgeries in 2018. He was speaking after 7 open heart surgeries were performed in conjunction with surgeons from Israel.
About 27 team members, including cardiac surgeons, anesthetists, nurses and other healthcare professionals from the Obafemi Awolowo University Teaching Hospital and medical experts from Israel are ready to perform surgeries ranging from hole in the heart to other congenital diseases. With medical equipment such as the heart and lung machine, which pumps the heart in place of the patients while the surgeries go on, a new lease of life is given to 7 Nigerians within the age range of 10 months to 16 years who've been struggling with different heart diseases.
She was not putting on weight, and each time we give her tea in the morning, she'll be sweating so seriously. These are the 2 major problems. It was confirmed that there was hole in the heart.
She's always tired when she walks a short distance. She will even fall sometimes. At one stage, her mouth became black.
1 generation ago, there was no solution for this problem. And right now it's possible to treat them and give them a normal quality of life.
The surgery is over. It's time to share with members of the press some information on the expected outcome of the surgeries and why congenital heart diseases may occur.
These things are formed very early in pregnancy, like 6 to 8 weeks, maybe because of maternal illness or drug use, but the symptoms may not manifest immediately at birth. Some telltale signs might be that the baby is born maybe unduly small. And if you have a child that is maybe unduly small, that should be one thing to be a point of recognition.
The beauty of congenital heart surgery for most of our patients that we've been doing is that it's a permanent cure for the children. The child has a hole in the heart, the hole is closed, like those who were in the theater with us today, and the child lives a normal life. The surgery that is done here is highly subsidized because the OETC is a federal government institution.
Subsidizing these open heart surgery in public hospitals will mean support from government, corporate organizations and private individuals, as Nigeria still lags behind when it comes to the provision of these specialized and expensive type of surgery.
The overall goal is that the indigenous team, Nigerian team, be able to do open heart surgery on their own by 2018. That's the kind of commitment that we have from the Israeli team.
Alongside the Obafemi Awolowo University Teaching Hospital, only a few public and private hospitals in Nigeria offer open heart surgery. And these include the University College Hospital, Ibadan, the University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital in Enugu, Lagos University Teaching Hospital, Idiaraba, and the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, Ikeja.
Let's find out what's happening in the world of business. Anwar Mudo is standing by.
Thanks a lot, Melinda. And yes, indeed, we're starting with Nigeria's economy. The central bank's refusal to free float the naira is a step towards ensuring Nigeria's economy gets out of recession. The Apex Bank spokesman, Mr. Isaac Okorafo, said this while explaining the regulator's effort to achieve this. At the Nigerian Guild of Editors Forum held in Lagos, he asked journalists to support government's efforts by reporting the growth in the economy.
We are saying to Nigerians that we have decided not to float the naira because inflation will kill them. And we don't want to kill our people. Instead, it's our duty to ensure that our people survive. That these 41 items which we have been under pressure to abolish, that it will be foolhardy for us to use the scarce foreign exchange we have to create jobs in other countries. And with that, you can imagine what will happen if other countries produce and send back to us and we consume and give them out our money. Our own people who are supposed to engage in production will be jobless. And we are saying we should avoid this situation whereby we depend on foreigners to earn our income through oil. When they don't buy, we don't get income. We also depend on foreigners to use our money. The money we earn from oil, we also use it to import, which means it's a double dependence.
Now, while the economic environment was in turmoil back in 2016, it was a very busy year for the FMDQ OTC Securities Exchange, as impressive activities were recorded across the market segment. Delivering her address during the annual general meeting of the exchange, the immediate past chairperson, Mrs. Sarah Alade, explained how they closed the year with $1.53 billion.
The OTC Forex Futures product has since proven to be a veritable solution for users, with a total value of $5 billion worth of contracts traded on the OTC exchange as at the end of December, out of which about $1.53 billion matured and settled. On the listings and quotations front, 2016 was a busy year for the OTC exchange, with the listings and quotations of a total of 27 debt instruments, 18 commercial papers, 7 bonds, and 2 funds. In addition, the successful launch of the Debt Capital Markets Development Project, with the support of the Securities and Exchange Commission, consolidated the company's efforts at establishing its position as the foremost debt capital market securities exchange in Nigeria.
Let's move to the Treasury bills market now, where the Central Bank of Nigeria plans to offer about 150 billion naira in Treasury bills next week, with the tenors for 91 days, 182 days, and 364 days. Dealers are expecting this to cause liquidity strains in the money market. But recently, the Central Bank of Nigeria said its stock of federal government domestic debt rose from 1.69 trillion naira in the first half of 2016 to 1.7 trillion at the end of the second half of 2016. The consolidated domestic debt stock of the federal government by the end of 2016 rose to 11.73 trillion naira from 10.60 trillion naira. So we're talking about Nigeria's local currency as part of efforts to boost the naira and remove excess liquidity from the money market. The central bank sold over 107.64 billion naira in treasury bills on Friday. Traders say banking system liquidity was 246 billion naira, up from 206.96 billion naira last week. The CBN sold 54.42 billion naira in the 167-day treasury bill at 18% and 55.22 billion naira paper at 18.5% through the open market operation. The naira currently stands at 390 to the dollar on the street, but is still holding steady at 305.85 at the interbank market.